Marketing Pro, my name is Éric Worre, and today I am here with Bri Richardson. Bri, how you doing?
Doing well, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. This young woman has, in just a few short years, created a huge organization, done very well for yourself. Where are you from?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. And talk to everybody, give everybody a little bit of a background as to who Bri is, where she came from.
Okay.
And kind of start with early upbringing, because I'd like to get inside your head a little bit to try and figure out why you were able to achieve all the success that you've been able to achieve so far.
Okay. So I was born in Houston, Texas, and mom and dad had conventional jobs, nurse and my dad's a draftsman, so he did that, and I went to private school, through high school, and then off to college.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Oh, I do. I have 4 brothers, but they're all older. So I'm the youngest and the girl. Yeah, the only girl. So.
What was that like?
Awesome.
Did it make you competitive, or just make you, everything was taken care of for you?
Oh, so both. So I've always been competitive, but there wasn't a worry in the world for me as far as, and when I say that, by no means were we rich, but there never was a want. You just give that certain look. It always works. Dad, please, so.
You learned that early?
Oh yeah, definitely. So great childhood growing up, and great parents, so. Yeah.
Nice. So you grew up, you go through high school, anything exciting or interesting in high school?
No, I was, when I think about it, the competitive side comes from sports. So I was a softball player, always played softball since I was real little. Played with the boys, which is interesting when I first started. So T-ball was with the boys, and then so I played competitive, not only just like league or school, but outside of that, competitive sports my whole, up through 18.
Right.
But yeah, that was probably about the highlights of high school. It was just, as far as
going through that, and then you move on to college.
Move on to college.
Where'd you go to college?
Texas State University.
Texas State. Mm-hmm. And what did you study?
I have a communications degree with a minor in family and consumer sciences.
Okay. Have you used either of the degrees?
I have.
How did you use them?
So straight out of college, I went into marketing, and so I worked for marketing for Budweiser, American Express. Budweiser was for the distributor, was a salaried job, and then I went into working for American Express as contract job for a contract marketing company.
Okay, and how long did you do that?
That was, so I did the Budweiser side for 2 years, and then the American Express was a little over a year out of college, so yeah.
And then what happened?
Then life changed, and I met the man of my dreams, got married.
What's his name?
Clay.
Clay?
So that was during the contract job of American Express, and then right before that ended, I got pregnant,
right.
And then the contract ended,
right.
And then it was kind of like, well, I can't go look for a job now because then I have to tell him I'm pregnant, I have to take off, and I can't put my kid in daycare, so all of that started my journey.
Life got real in a hurry.
That's right.
So man of your dreams, and then you guys get married?
We did, yeah.
Okay. And you've built a family of?
Now there's me and my husband and 2 boys.
And 2 boys, okay. And if you don't mind me asking, and it's always a dangerous question to ask anyone, but especially a woman.
Okay.
How old are you?
31.
31 years old, okay. So you go through, you come out of college, you have some marketing jobs, get some experience in the corporate world, and then family starts.
Right.
And you kind of shift things around. And so were you like being the stay-at-home mom for a while?
I was. So this kind of ties into my network marketing career and the fact that I first started network marketing when I was, I want to say 18. And I started a company, had no clue what I was doing, and quit, right? Yeah. So I didn't even,
So how long were you involved back then?
Probably not even, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I saw the vision, but I didn't.
Got a little taste of it, but didn't get anything.
And not to mention, I was a college student, you know,
right.
at one of the biggest party schools in Texas. So, yeah, so that was my toes in the network marketing industry. The be your own boss. The look what you can have. So I did get a taste of the vision at that point.
Just wasn't the right time.
That's right. For me, and you know, knowing what I know now, I wish that I would have figured it out then, but that's okay. Yeah. So at the point where, and I'll say I had the worst taste from it too. I was like, oh, Mom was right. Mom always told me, if you have to pay to make money, if you pay to get into something that's supposed to make you money, she was the negative naysayer about network marketing. Everything that we like, you know, fight now in the stigmas in our industry, I heard all of that from my mom. And so,
did she ever try it in her life?
No.
So she never did. She never. You sure? She like back in the day somewhere.
No.
There isn't some, you know, closet full of stuff that she bought.
No, I think that all just came from
friends,
hearing other people, or maybe watching someone else who felt. You know, my grandma might have gotten into something. I'm not positive, but. And you know,
usually somebody has a personal experience of some sort.
I have to ask her. You know, I never even thought about asking her. Why did you always tell me that?
Ask her, because it would be interesting to hear now that she's seen your success.
Right.
It would be interesting to hear if there's that some little story back there.
Right,
you know?
She's in it now.
Yeah, of course. I know. Once your success kicked in, that changed everything.
Right.
But, so she's saying, you know, hey, this is not a good idea. All that stuff, and back then at age 18, when it was done, you said, maybe you were right.
Right, yeah.
Maybe you were right. You know, maybe that I just need to. I'll go work for Budweiser or these different companies or whatever and have a real job.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
And so then, at this point, fast forwarding to being pregnant, contract job just ended. I was like, okay, if I don't want to go back to work, because that's what, and we, you know. My husband takes care. I mean, he's always taking. I could be off of work for as long enough to have the baby, but then still he would have had to have gone to daycare and all that, and I didn't want that. The end game would have been going back to work. So that was kind of where that's what had my mindset of I don't want to do that, and I knew from that taste of the vision that this was a way. So I started looking, and got back into it.
When did you find the home that you're with now?
The home that I'm with now, 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years. 2.5 years. Well, what was the month and year? Do you remember?
Yeah, July 22nd, 2013.
July 22nd, 2013. Unbelievable.
Yep.
That your life could change that quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because at that point in time, you weren't earning anything. Back then, when you first joined, right? Your husband was providing for the whole family?
When I found my home, I had when I was with a different company, and I did have some income coming in.
So
there was enough,
yeah.
But it wasn't where I wanted
right,
to be.
It wasn't where you wanted to be. So you decide to get going. And at that time, 2.5 years ago, you have a brand new baby?
I had a 1-year-old.
A 1-year-old, okay. And now you have 2.
And now I have 2.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got a 1-year-old, you're being mom, you're being wife, you're taking care of, you're building the family with your husband.
Yep.
And he's going off to work every day.
And out of town.
And out of town a lot every week. And you're trying to figure out how you're going to manage this. And the reason why I kind of paint this picture is I think a lot of people can relate to being that stay-at-home caregiver and feeling like, yes, this is important, but I've got stuff in me.
Oh yeah,
I've got talent and skills in me that I just need to have a vehicle to be able to do and pursue and help people. And I'm more than just changing diapers. I'm worth more than that. So you found this vehicle and you got started 2.5 years ago.
I did.
And tell me how it started off for you.
It started off, it's funny because it was...
Well, you were first 30, 60, 90 days.
Right. It started, well, when I first joined, I said, you know, okay, I'm gonna do this for the products, but I'm over here building my business. So know that. That was the kind of precedence that I set. But then it was funny how literally sharing what I loved of this, my first month in it turned into the pay matched what I had been making after a year over there. So that's what that looked like for me.
And what was that? How much did you earn your first month?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So just by sharing some of the
Sharing
products,
like crazy, like crazy.
you're like, check
all
this
over
out, check
social
this
media.
out, check this out. A lot of social media
A
stuff.
lot of social media.
Because again, there's a whole millennial generation that's very social media savvy. That's how they communicate.
Right.
You know, text and social media, a combination of those two.
Yep.
They don't talk on the phone anymore.
That's me.
Right. it's most people. Well, it's the millennial generation for sure, and then it's aging up quickly. The older generation like myself, getting more and more connected with all the different social media platforms. So you that very first month you earn $1,000. You go, oh, okay, this guy has my attention.
Yep, exactly.
And
had
then?
my attention at that point for sure. Then my drive switched. It was on now. Okay, well, I've got this momentum. I'm grabbing it and I'm going because this is I just felt it that you got to keep pushing, Bri. Don't slow down. Don't stop. Don't even look back to what that was, but keep going forward. And overdrive. And I mean, for me, social media was so huge because I had the kid at home, and so that was how I was building my business. In between diaper changes, literally. I could start a conversation, change a diaper, go back to the conversation, and nobody would know, you know? So that's what drove it, and so I kept going, and I built quick at that point.
So your second month?
My second month was probably like 3,000.
So 1,000 to 3,000. Third month?
Third month, I think and I'm trying to remember that exactly, but I think my third month was the pinch me month. Like, I even took my phone into my husband and said, "That's what I made this month," and he's like, "What, you did? Really?" "No, they made a mistake," he said. And I think that was a $9,000 month.
So 139. From you just finding something and then you went hard.
Right.
Now, in between taking care of the family, how many hours a week were you working from the home? Honestly.
A lot. I mean, I was, under the covers in the back. I feel like
8 hours a day?
Yeah, 8 to 10.
8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week?
7.
7 days a week?
Yeah.
You were just.
There was no turning it off for me once I've grabbed.
But you were still being the full-time caregiver.
Absolutely, yeah. Nap
Interesting.
time was, most
glorious.
most first-time moms nap. During nap time. Oh no, that nap time. I'm like, okay, he's down.
Why were you so driven?
That for my family, but that is who I am. I mean, I've had a job since you could get a job. I want to be a successful person, period. And no matter what I did, success was something, and I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of any of that, but I wanted that title, successful. When anyone, ever thought, I wanted to be successful. So that's
nice. Now, because some people will just go, hey, husband's paying the bills, or wife is paying the bills.
Right.
Stay-at-home dad's
Right.
there, or stay-at-home mom's there. Oh, that's fine.
Right.
I'll just focus here. But there's something. The reason why I'm asking the question is diving into that thing.
Yeah.
Because that's the difference sometimes, don't you think, between somebody who really makes it happen in business.
Oh, absolutely.
And somebody who doesn't, is that thing, that desire, that drive, that ambition, that dissatisfaction, that need to grow and contribute is so deeply rooted.
Right. Well, part of that also comes from, I could see that my husband wasn't getting paid what he was worth, and so that drove me to, if I could do anything to change that situation. He was still there because it was a guaranteed paycheck, right? So, but he wasn't happy there, and so I think that too drove me, in addition to the fact that I still wanted more. Yes, he was providing and all of that stuff, but I still had dreams and visions of wanting more. But yeah, I think that from the beginning, like, because you know how everything evolves as you go, but from the beginning was, he's not getting paid what he's worth. I'm going to contribute and then some, so that, you know, we can have the freedom of choice of what he would want to do, what we want to do. So
Did you ultimately end up retiring him?
I did.
So you were able to say to your husband, guess what, you don't have to go to the work anymore.
Yep.
When was that? How long did that take?
Probably a year. And honestly, he could have done it before, but it was that paycheck was there. So the first year, yeah, he was able to retire, but even better, he was able to start his own, you know, entrepreneur venture and start his own company. So it's been awesome.
So he was able to walk away from the thing that he didn't love for the check and start doing something that he loved.
That's right.
Yeah, how cool is that?
It's amazing.
And you made that happen.
Feels good. Yeah.
How cool is that?
It feels
so
so good.
After a year of hard work, what was your income up to by that point?
Oh. So my first year, and I'll just go from what I know from that, because I'm horrible at math and I can't break it up by month. But simply, the first year was a little over, I want to say it was like $650,000 in the first year. It was pinch me for sure.
$650,000 from a standing start.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, from being in the industry previously, though.
Yeah, you've had some experience. You had a little bit of belief.
Oh, but I learned so much between that and to when I came to success.
But you didn't have any success necessarily. You just learned.
Right.
So a lot of times people will have an experience with network marketing and they didn't earn any money, but they learned.
Right.
They grew. They got around some personal development. They got a little taste of it. They saw the possibilities of it. That wasn't the right time or place. It wasn't the right circumstance. Maybe the product didn't inspire them. Maybe they weren't ready, like you said, you were in college or whatever. Right. But that information was still stored. So when the time came, they could run a little bit faster. When the situation was right, when the timing was right, when the ambition was lined up with the circumstances, it would make it happen. So we talked about, you know, your first year, $650,000. Does that make you comfortable or uncomfortable to talk about?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I totally get that.
Okay.
And let me tell you the reason why I bring it up here.
Okay.
Is not to, I'm not trying to brag you up, and I'm not trying to paint a picture that every single person that's watching this will earn what you earn,
right,
or do what you do as fast as you did it. But I do want people to understand what's possible. I do want them to get a little bit of context. I do want the single parent out there or the providing caregiver parent out there to go, oh, wow, look what she did. Right. So I want them to. I want it for the inspiration,
okay,
not to paint some unreasonable picture.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay. So I know you've built up $1 million a year income. You've created something spectacular over the course of just 2.5 years. You've radically changed your family history.
Right.
You know, it's changed now forever. You realize that?
Until you said that, but yes, you're
For
right.
generations
right.
and generations and generations. Let me tell you something. 200 years from now, there's going to be people who look at your family tree and say, here's where it changed. Back in 2014,
right,
it changed because great-great-great-great-great-grandma Bri Richardson decided that she was going to do something different. And because of that, our family history changed forever. Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Nice to think about.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So there comes a time in every career when it stops being about your income and it starts being about your contribution to others.
Right.
When was that for you?
I think that was, you know, within the first year, in all honesty, because we got to a place for me where we were financially stable. So that changed for within the first year.
Yeah, because what I see is when it's just about you, what I see is people lose their ambition.
Yeah.
Because my bills are paid.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need to do anything. Why should I work anymore? Why should I do anything anymore?
Yep.
And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But the people who really go on to greatness are the people who shift their motivation. It's not about them anymore, and now it's about helping others. It's
Right.
about contribution.
Yep.
What does that feel like to know that you're contributing to the lives of others?
So I can kind of illustrate it by saying, my husband, back when we first got married, would say, "Do you even have a heart? You don't cry at sad movies. I mean, like, you never cry. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you know?" That was just who I was. I mean, I'm so like, that's nothing to cry over, you know. And now you get me talking about the stories of others, and I'll cry, I'll boohoo like a baby. So, so just illustrate that. Holy cow! That I can't verbalize the feeling of it, of when you get a message from someone just saying, "This saved me." And it doesn't even have to be, Bri, you did, but this company saved me, this industry saved me, changed my life. I mean, those messages are so
How often do you get
powerful. I mean, a lot now. You know, I would say when that started changing from me to them was probably, you know, after I got the first message a year and a half ago. And then, I mean, now I get message, and it's still, I'm like, me? You know, when that
Right.
inspires me, that did this for me in my business. It's like, wow. But I would say I get them. I feel like it's every day, but I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a couple times a week. But that's,
How about
it's
if, you know,
right here in the forefront of my mind. That's
what if
for
you
sure.
get it just once? You know, you change one person's life, you change the direction, gave them hope, gave them encouragement. It's so fun to,
Yep.
to you know, that aspect of what it is that we do.
Well, and that, my first message like that gave me the vision of, oh, this is about more. You know, I always knew it. People always said it. It was kind of like one of those things about the industry. But that first one changed my vision of from there on out. Right.
This is real.
Yep.
That
It's not
wasn't just
my-
a cliche.
Yeah, it's just not my story that's changing.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think separates your success from somebody else that might not be achieving? Maybe they've been around the same amount of time as you have. What was the difference between what you do and what an average person does in your company or anybody in network marketing? What do you think separates you?
I think that it's kind of goes into what we were just talking about, you know, thinking about others and what they want. Of course, I'm still running Bri's business. I'm still building Bri's business. I'm not done. But when people come to me for help, I'm there. I have systems in place. Okay, what step are you at? Let me see. Send me or virtual social media. Send me screenshots to what you're saying and walking and giving people the one-on-one time because you actually care about them. I think that is part of it. I was talking to a girl today. It really is that the personal development on learning how to say, what to say, and you know, she said, "Oh, I've enrolled 130 people, and you know, I'm still struggling or whatever." And I said, "Well, let me see. What are you doing to put these people into your business? What does that look like?" And it was, "Oh, well, I share my great story, and then I tell them where to go sign up, and
That's it.
yeah." So I'm like, "Well, you have to work with people." And that means the people that you put in. So
Right.
that's a huge difference.
So you talk about all this online stuff. For somebody that's maybe, you know, just past the millennial generation, or even somebody in the millennial generation, what advice do you have? What would you give somebody? Just a simple 1, 2, 3. What steps would you take? Because how important is social media to your group?
Very. I mean, that's a big
Is it a majority of the growth in your group?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, what would you teach someone in just kind of generically?
Okay.
A step 1, step 2, step 3 when it comes to using social media in order to be able to grow a business?
That your social media profile that, you know, is your private public or private personal profile. Once you decide to start a business, is now your business profile, and you build your brand through the things that you put out into social media world. So that has twofold. You know, one, don't be afraid to put things out there. When it has to do with business, oh yeah, you're going to annoy people. Cool, they'll move on. They'll come back and talk to you in a year from now. Trust me, as long as you're consistent, right? But the other side of that is keep your emotions in check on social media. You know, be very aware that social media is how you're branding yourself and your business.
Okay, a lot of people that I've seen have said to kind of try not to post every single post about join me, join me, join
Correct.
me, join me, join me.
Right.
What mistakes do you see people making?
Exactly that, right? So they throw up their website link. For example, let's go back to the girl that was sharing her story. You can share your story on social media and then put a sign-up link. No. Then that becomes you're just trying to sell me something, trying to get me to go there. We call them lifestyle posts. So utilizing how your business fits into your daily life. What are you doing? Are you at a meeting? Are you hanging out with people that you met only through your network? Of course, showcase the products on yourself, that kind of thing. So a mixture of all that stuff together. But yes, definitely lifestyle. No, I just think of the TV, buy now and free shipping or not, but you have to pay the handling or whatever. It's just, don't be so commercialized about it, but just like a daily post of what you would do if you weren't working the business, but weave it in there.
Weave it in. Have a little curiosity. Have it a little subtle, but don't just be so blatant.
That's right.
Trying to close people in every post.
That's right.
Private message me. Enjoy my business. This is amazing.
And real pictures versus the put together pictures, of
Super
product
photoshopped.
or even their, I don't know what the technical word is, but pictures of products saying, oh, don't you want to buy this Christmas?
Right.
And throwing that up there, no, just showcase the products that you're using on you, or when you use the services, if that's what it is, put that up there, but don't try to, like you said, close a sale from a post.
Right. What other things I think you do social media well. What other things do you do really well between you and your group?
Trainings, whether it be live events, online. Again, it goes back to social media. I guess all roads for my business lead there. But training, giving my people something to plug into, so that it doesn't become an afterthought. But there's always something for you to plug into. I think that is huge.
So the fact that you're training people all the time on your products, your opportunity, on every aspect of your business.
That's right.
Okay. What else? You do social media and training. What else?
Live events, as far as I love a vendor show. I'll go out there and set up products there and do that.
Like a trade show type of thing?
Trade shows, yeah. I love that kind of stuff. Getting out, anything that puts you out in front of people where you can start up any sort of conversation. And I think a lot of people don't think about it. They feel so much pressure about building the business that they never think that you can go out and start up a conversation about tennis shoes. Doesn't have to have anything to do with your business. One of the things that I think I heard you say, or someone at one of the trainings, was we're in the business of collecting friends. It doesn't always have to be a conversation about products or services.
Right. Yeah, some of the best natural network marketers I know, that's what they do. They collect friends. I mean,
Right.
and they're unbelievable at it. Way better than me. Because it's worked for me as an introverted kind of a person.
Right.
I have to psych myself up for it, but they're just, anywhere they go to a restaurant, they're back in the kitchen talking to the cook. I mean,
Right.
they're just naturally connecting, and they find a way to stay in touch with people. And those people become prospects over time, and
That's right.
not necessarily that day,
Yep.
but just whenever it's appropriate.
Right.
But they just learn how to respect the friendship. And social media allows us to have, from a distance even, some really good friends. There's people, some of your best friends you probably never met.
Right.
Face to face.
That's right.
But you really know what's going on in their life because of social media.
And along with that, if you're branding correctly and posting correctly, they don't even have to ask you what you do. They already know.
They know.
They see it.
Yeah, they know. They'll find
Right.
out.
Exactly.
You can have little private messages, talk back and forth with each other.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, do this. What I'd like you to do.
Okay.
There's people out that are watching this program that were in the situation you were in 2.5 years ago, right now. And they're looking for a solution. And maybe they found an opportunity. Maybe they've been involved, but they haven't really kicked it into high gear. They haven't really turned the corner and gotten any traction.
Okay.
What advice would you have for them, kind of mentally, emotionally, tactically, to be able for them to have the life-changing experience that you've had? Why don't you look into the camera and talk to them, and people are going to be listening on podcasts or wherever, different places. share with them, just like you were face to face and sitting in the living room or on social media chatting back and forth on Skype or something, or on FaceTime or whatever, what you would share with them and what words of advice you'd have for them.
Okay. I would say, and I'm just going to say it as if it was me talking to me, you know, 2.5 years ago, is that I think you have to believe that you are capable of doing. That was one thing that I would see all these people and their success in the industry, and I thought, man, would I love it, but I really had that in the back of me, but could I be that person? See the vision of what your future can and will look like, and put it out there, and it goes back to the confidence that, yes, if I put this work in, I can get there, and I can have everything that you ever dreamed of and be the person that I always was following or watching and seeing and wanting to be. That can be you.
It can.
Absolutely.
You did it, sister. Bri Richardson, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate you sharing with people, paying it forward. I know you're just beginning on this incredible journey. The lives that you're going to touch moving forward are just a fraction today of what they're going to be. And your family is going to be different for the rest of time.
Right.
Because of the decision you made and the effort that you put in. Good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you got value from this. If you did, make sure that you share it with a friend, like, comment, pass it around. We hope you can help us move this value and pay it forward into the world. Our wish for all of you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we do have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.